computer. Yehuda. Jeff, what's the name? Ben Avram Chaim.
Avram Chaim ben Yehuda Leib.
Oh, it's always opposite. Avram Chaim ben Yehuda Leib. And we gotta say also for a shlema for someone who attends the shir, usually got terrible diagnostic, but Baruch Hashem, he'll be good. He'll recover. David Tzvi ben Sarah. Amongst all the Chole Yisrael, HaKadosh Baruch Hu should send them b'mehera refuah shleima, especially when we talk about these inyanim. It says in the Zohar HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the Shechina and the Tzadikim come. So we beseech them that they should send refuah shleima, and anyone who's in the darkness, HaKadosh Baruch Hu should light him up and enlighten him and send some of his oil b'schus the Torah Kedosha that we're gonna say.
Amen.
So here we go. I mean, I told some of you an obvious question. We're gonna go. I don't want to load with question, and as I usually do in the psukim, we're gonna see just one little subject in this parsha. This whole inyan of Gan Eden, if we can decipher it, and I will do it today, Bez Hashem, and understand the mission of Adam and Chava in the Gan Eden, the purpose why Kadosh Baruch Hu put him in the Gan Eden, and so forth, so we can learn for our lives. You know, what HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's a great thing to learn, what he has done, and but the Torah applies to each one of us. If we go through another round, another cycle of the Torah, is we have something to take tremendous for us, and we will take it. Pasuk starts, Vayikach Hashem Elokim. As much I want to stress that the whole first perek of Beraishis is only Elokim. And now all the psukim are going to repeat this in the second perek non-stop. Even though he's going to say it once, it's going to say it the second time right after, right in the same pasuk. It says here, Vayikach Hashem Elokim. So we have Rachamim and we have Din together. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu took Es HaAdam, Adam HaRishon, Vayanicheu beGan Eden, and he placed him in the Gan Eden. You see me when I see this right away, Vayikach, so he does an action. He took it. You took it from where? So where did you create him? Where is it hinted here where Adam HaRishon was created? Because you're telling me you placed him. You took him and you placed him. So you took him from one place and placed him in another place. And what mission do you give him? Le'ovda u'le'shemra. It's not like he lived in a Schwarzer neighborhood. He was the only human on earth. What does he have to keep? Oh, maybe le'ovda, or the land need to be worked in the Gan Eden. Since when Gan Eden, there's agriculture going on there. There's nothing materialistic there. There's nothing physical. So what do you have to work, and who do you have to keep it from? You know, I understand in today's world with so many people and everything, you have to keep, you know, from thieves, from he was the only one. But does he have to keep it from? Pasuk keeps on going. Vayitzav Hashem Elokim, but he gives him one tzivui. Well, basically, I should not say this because I'm going to mislead you, even though I didn't want to bring this. It's brought down in the Zohar, it's brought down in the Sefer HaBayir, it's brought down in Pikei Rabbi Eliezer, and in the Midrash, that here are the Sheva Mitzvahs Bnei Noach are in this pasuk. So let's put HaKadosh Baruch Hu give him an obvious tzivui. But then it's a very interesting lashon. Whenever in the Torah it says, Vaydaber Moshe el bnei Yisrael, two. But you don't speak unto someone. What is al doing here? Should have been an aleph here. not an ayin. You don't speak on top of someone. Vayitzav Hashem Elokim al ha'adam, unto the person. El ha'adam, to the person. You speak to me. You don't speak on top of me. Leimor. Oh, that word is important in the middle of this passage. This passage could have said, Vayikach Hashem Elokim, we know the subject. Vayitzavehu, we know this. The Adam is here, so he took Adam. Hashem took. So Hakadosh Baruch Hu ordered who to Adam. Vayitzavehu, and we would have said Hashem Elokim al ha'adam leimor, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. The Torah didn't write 5 words for no reason. Mikoil etz hagan achel teichel. From all the trees of the gan, you can eat. He can eat. The Gemara in Bracha says that in the Gan Eden, en achila velo ishtia velo piria verivia, lo masa matan, lo kina velo isina velo isachos. In other words, there's nothing physical. There's no eating. There is no drinking. There's no reproduction. There is no business dealing. There is not even a remainder of hatred or competing or whatever. No, people are in contrary, in union, sitting and enjoying the light of the Shekhinah. So what are you telling him exactly here? Mikole Tzagan achal toichel. From all the trees you see here, you see those nice, beautiful fruits, smelly? Well, sorry, there's no physical tree there. So what are you talking about? However, ume'etz hadas, and from the etz of the das, toivara, again, admi, it has to, that it's the das of knowing good and bad. Lo yisoichal mimenu. From it, you cannot eat. Ki beyoim acholcha mimenu, because the day you're going to eat from it, moistamus. In other words, I'm not so much concerned about the halacha of you. It's not kosher or you're doing, no, it's for you. It's for me. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you're really not angry if I don't care about myself. Right? So why such a tumult when he ate from it? If you're doing it only for me, I appreciate the concern and I'm very touched by it, very moved. However, since it's not a tzivui in terms of a halacha, a din, what was so bad that she ate from the Eitz Hadas? Okay, she brought death upon her. And when Adam ate, he brought death upon the world. Fine, I understand. It's written, Moistamus. But he wanted it. But from there, to take him out of the Gan Eden, what warrants that? On the other hand, you see, on the other side of the spectrum, you see a bracha from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, very interesting bracha. Vayvarech oisam Eloikim. We're in the first parak, so that's why it says Eloikim. Kadosh Baruch Hu bless them. Okay, tell me the bracha. No. Before, be patient. Vayomer lahem Eloikim. And he told them, and you see how the repetition here, you say you bless them. I understand that if you bless someone, you say words, you speak out. What it means by Yoimer Lahem here, repeating. And now you just told me it's Elohim. Why do you have to repeat Elohim? Peru or Vu. You have to multiply yourself. Umilu es haaretz, and fill the earth, v'chipshu, and conquer it. So you see there's something physical because the bracha has to apply onto something. So how is it possible that how is it possible that we're talking about a Gan Eden? All we know about a Gan Eden is for Neshamas. Neshamas has no physical attraction. They don't have pull for doing what we do in this world, and so forth. So how is it possible this whole inyan with the Nachash that is enticing Chava, and she will see the fruit, how beautiful it is, and it seems. And first of all, let me point out something again. I don't think I'm going to be able to reach there, but who knows? Maybe I'll take a shortcut today. It says, Ume'etz hadas, from the tree of knowledge. It doesn't say Umeperi etz hadas, because what did she eat, Chava? She ate the fruit. But remember, Rashi, that the fruit and the tree taste the same. So if you don't want me to eat from the fruit, you better specify the fruit, because the tree is eatable. So it seems here that only the eitz is also, not the fruit. She ate from its fruit. She didn't eat the tree. I mean, it's everywhere we move in this Indian, we're facing with fundamental questions which really don't make sense. So we don't really know what Adam Arishan went to do. We don't even really know what Chava did there. We don't know anything. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to take the whole Zohar and explain you what happens in Gan Eden, the entire process, back and forth, because we come from there and we return there, hopefully. So it's interesting to see, you know, what's in there and how it works and where we come from, and the whole concept idea. Then we're going to go into the psukim and make sense, complete sense in the psukim. So right now I'm going to go a bit higher level. The Zohar starts. The Zohar is in Parshas Truma. Interestingly, is not in Parshas Beraishis on this, but you have in Parshas Pikudei, you have in the Zohar Chadash. It's the pieces are all over and every time, but you have one comment. So I took it from what I'm going to tell you. I took it from Parshas Truma. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the person, he created the person good, straight, honest. As the pasuk in Koheles says, Asher asa ha'elokim, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made, es ha'adam yashar, the person straight, vehema bikshu cheshbonos rabim, and the person is becoming wise and start say, oh, maybe there's something here. You know, his curiosity leads him to try a lot of things. And this is the part, this cheshbonos rabim, these investigations, oh, you tell me till here? Must be something else in the back, because you put me a separation only if there's something, you know, in between two things. So at that point, a person becomes curious and automatically has the urge to see what's behind the fence. And this is what happened to Adam. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave him one commandment. He told him, don't eat from that tree. And that's exactly within hours, that's exactly the tree he ate from. And what happened? What's the outcome? The outcome was he was thrown out of the Gan Eden. Where is this Gan Eden? So the Zohar says this Gan Eden is on earth. By the way, just some opening a parenthesis, we know some of the gates of the Gan Eden today. We know where they're at, but they're not, you can't see them. Like we know, for instance, there's some people, there's a Kabbalah that by down from the Tzion of Shin Bar Yochai in Meron, where they do one hadlaka there, right there is, you'll see sometimes people davening there because we have a Kabbalah that's there, is one of the entrance to the Gan Eden. The main entrance to the Gan Eden is the Maras HaMachpelah. And the gatekeepers are Adam HaRishon, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov. There's one by Harabais at the bottom, facing the nasty church, which is Shar Gehinnom, across. So on Har HaZeisim, used to be that even in Yerushalayim today, we never walk on with the mace on the left side of the street. Not that today we take by car, but when they carried, they never walked on the left side because it happened once that the mace disappeared. From the beer, he disappeared. So they brought the Mekubalim and they had to bring him out of inside that church. So we know, and it was not that long ago. So we know exactly where the Shar Gehinnom is. Right when you go up the hill in Har HaZeisim, in the middle you have a Tifla, and this is, you can see those priests. They look strange. They have very long hair. They're not like a regular priest that these are the Kemarim of the Shar Gehinnom. Whatever they do there, I don't want to know. But only I can tell you they do Kishuv, strong Kishuv there. Okay, so we have the Gan Eden on earth, and this is where HaKadosh Baruch Hu planted the person. This Gan Eden is basically a middle ground between this world and the upper world. Is not exactly as refined as the upper world, but it is neither as gross as this world. And I'm going to explain every aspect in detail of everything in the Gan Eden. So the Gan Eden down below is Hashem Elohikim, Vayikach Hashem Elohikim, and the Gan Eden on top, which is in the upper world, the Gan Eden Ha'elyon, as we're going to see also, we'll speak about it, is Yudke Vavke Kehye, Chachma Bina. This is where the Gan Eden Ha'elyon is. So we see that basically this is a place, indeed, this is a place for the Neshamis. This is a place for the person after he left this world, and he goes into the Gan Eden, which is not too far from here, whatever it is, on earth. The Zohar keeps on explaining, giving us a lot of details on the Gan Eden. He says there are three types of, first of all, I should correct myself. I say neshamis, I should say ruchos. A person is composed by four elements: the guf, the body, the nefesh, the ruach, which is here, and the neshama, which is here. So the nefesh, the body's out, nefesh is in the heart, ruach above, and neshama on top. And they like the body. It's like cube, one into another, and one light on the others. And that's going to be the only time they're going to be together while we are in this world. When after 120 we go to the other side, they're separating themselves. The neshama goes to the makam of the neshamis, the rucho is in the makam of the ruchos, the nefesh we'll see, and the guf, where he ends up. So you have three types of ruchos that live in the Gan Eden down below. those who already came to this world, they came back already, so they lived here. Those who are ready to be born, and those ruchos that will never come to this world. These are the three type of ruchos that live there. And they're all dressed with a dress of light, which is called Chaluka de Rabbanon, the cloth of Chachamim. It's a cloth of light. So what happened when the person is born and they give him instead a body, a physical body? So the clothes that he had in Gan Eden are going to wait for him. And according to his deeds in here, they will improve them or destroy them. If he's not worthy of wearing them afterward, they will be destroyed and he will remain naked and he will have a bizayon for eternity. And what they do there, they see the kavod of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. In other words, when we say the bracha on Birkas HaTorah, V'niye kulanu yoid eshemecha, we will be all of us knowledgeable about your name. That's the first level. We have to know who's HaKadosh Baruch Hu and his granddaughter, so we can have das when we do a mitzvah. And then ve'loim de'seirasecha, because then when you learn the Torah, it's a different Torah you're learning that if you don't know who HaKadosh Baruch Hu is. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is, he created everything. I'm not asking you about his action. Don't define him by his action. Define him by his being. Not that you can contain him in a word as being, because it's Ein Sof, it's infinite. We have no conscience about what's infinite because all our life is defined by barriers. However, yes, once we understand the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we can understand the infinity. So it's a tremendous mitzvah. And those people who have learned this in this world have a special place in the Gan Eden. And they shine like malachim, and the other guys regret for not having to learn this. There's a tremendous set of if I could go on and sidetrack the shir on how many advantages there are to learn these things, but if I don't give you some, you will never understand, what's the mila of learning, this kind of learning. Number one is by Tchias HaMeisim, 40 years before Tchias HaMeisim in Chutz Haaretz, it will occur in Eretz Yisrael. So there's a 40 years gap where the Meisim of Eretz Yisrael will be up and not the Meisim of Chutz Haaretz. The Meisim of some, most, all machlokes. The Meisim that are going to get up in Tchias HaMeisim in Eretz Yisrael will have wing and will be able to go in and out of the Gan Eden. Whenever they learn Torah here and they want to understand and they want to learn a sod or whatever, they'll be able to go and fly in and out. And those from Chutz Haaretz will be mostly human. And they're going to complain to the Navi, say, why not us? He said, because these gave their lives, for Eretz Yisrael, and you did not. However, there's a tremendous difference. If a person learned the side of the Torah to get to know HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he has the deen of a person living in Eretz Yisrael and greater. Why? Because he's spreading the knowledge of the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And therefore, he will get up at the same time as the Meisim will get up in Eretz Yisrael. I'm closing the parentheses here, but there's a host of advantages, even for the type of clothes the person will have in the next world, how shiny will be, because it's a cloth of light. And in light, there's shades, colors, and clarity, And there's many, different adjective applying to the light. So here also, a person who toiled and who learned a little bit about he learned about the soil and getting to know HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this person, his clothes will resemble those of an angel, not those of a human that came this world, soiled himself, and get back to the next world. However, the Zohar tells us that the reason we need the body, it's because otherwise we would have no bechira. We wouldn't feel what happened is there are two factors that would prevent us to have full choice, full bechira. If we'd remember how the Gan Eden was, we would never sin. We would never do anything. Therefore, right when a person comes to this world, he forgets everything that he has seen and he has done in the Gan Eden. Otherwise, the Zohar says he would not eat or drink, not even that. He would not commit, it's so low, physical and mundane stuff that he would not even feed himself. He would let himself die just to go back. The second thing is, when the person goes back, he also forgets. So he doesn't bring his schmutz, on the other side. When comes the time, it's still the Zohar. When comes the time for a person to leave this world, the nefesh, so now we have nefesh, ruach, neshama. Now we're going to start to break them apart. So the nefesh will feel bad about the body because it's the most connected to the body. The body has never been alive. Even when we're alive right now, my body is dead. Right now I'm speaking to you. Yeah, but it's not me speaking to you. I have, and this is an image. And in order to be able to transport and to tell my words, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created a dead physical envelope. That's why every time we bring a korban, v'nichape hanefesh achoites, it's always the nefesh, because the nefesh gives chiyus to the body, and it looks seemingly alive, has never been alive, and it will never be alive. It's the nefesh through its sparkle that provides the body the chiyus not to rot and not to and the ruach speaks, the ruach mimalmel, the ruach speaks through the mouth. So it's really the connection of all these components. So the nefesh, when it's time to leave, has sadness about the body. It's called misabel, mourns the body. The ruach, it's his happiest day, because finally he will be able to return to his place and wear the cloth of light. And for him, this is the utmost tanug. Finally, I'm out of prison and I'm gonna go to my place. And the neshama, we'll see also, will go up to its place. Now, the levush that the person wears in Gan Eden has exactly the same look at his body in this world, for people to recognize him and so forth. So he has exactly the same look. We go on Motzei Shabbos, on the bracha al ner, on the ner, we close our fist, we put like this, this is my fist, I'm taking my thumb here, closing it, turning it around, and looking on my right hand at the four nails that are on top. Some say look at the lines of the hands also to bring mazel, whatever. The nails, what it's called a nail in Hebrew, tziporin, because the cloth that we have in the Gan Eden is a cloth of tziporen. Question is, do you want to tell me that I resemble more on the other side to a nachash, which has scales, than I did here? So the answer that Yakodesh explains that tziporen is only giving, it's only given to you as a word to hide what's behind it. The cloth that we have in Shamayim is made out of 4 names: Yud-Ke Vav-Ke, Kehye, Shakai, and Adnos. If you take these 4 names together, it equals 426. Equals exactly tziporen. You should know that, because this is what we're trying to bring on Moshe Shabbos on us. If I take here tziporen equals 426 equals Yud-Ke Vav-Ke, Chachma, okay? Kehye, Bina, Shakai, the Yesod, Adnos, the Malchus. This equal to this. So when we say that word, it's definitely not made of scales or anything like this, or nail, or it would be disgusting. It's made out of light, mixture of light of all these names that surround the person, and this make the levush, the chaluka, the rabbanon that we wear in the Olam Haba. That said, I want to go a little bit further before I go to the neshama, a little bit further on the ruach, because the nefesh, its location where it's going to stay, is going to stay on top of the kever of the person, unless he's a special tzaddik, normal person, normal this. For us, it stays on top of the kever, and they talk amongst each other. The dead people, they know what's going on in the world through the nefesh. And, they talk to each other through the nefesh. So we don't see, we don't hear, but they hear and they know. So when you go to the kever of someone, of a relative or whatever, you have to know that his nefesh is right there. His nefesh has also the same appearance had he had in his body in this world. And he knows about it. The only thing is, Kadosh Baruch Hu decided we cannot communicate, on a special yichidim, we cannot communicate between the worlds. However, the ruach is totally different ballgame. The ruach goes to Gan Eden. So the Gan Eden Atachtoin, where Adam Arishon was. In the center of this Gan Eden, there's a pillar, basically the Etz HaChaim. And the Etz HaChaim transcends all the worlds. Let me show you something. I should have thought of showing you this before. Again, this is where we at right now. Asiya, Olam HaAsiya. The Yud-Ke Vav-Ke in this world is written like this: Yud, Hey, 2 Heys, Vav, it's 2 Vav, Hey. Basically, it's a Yud-Ke Vav-Ke and another 26 on the outside, 26 on the inside. Because Yud is called Vav Dalet. Hey, here another one. Vav, another one. Hey, another one. They're equal. Olam HaYetzira is where the Gan Eden Atachton is, which is in the east of our world, touching our world, but also touching the upper worlds. It's in between. And over there, the name of Hashem is spelled like this in whole. Yud is Yud Vav Dalet as usual. Hey, it's Hey Aleph this time. It's not Hey Hey. Vav, it's Vav Aleph Vav, not Vav Vav. Hey, Hey Aleph. It's called Yud-Ke Vav-Ke de Alfin. Yud-Ke Vav-Ke filled with Aleph. This equals 45. Exactly like the word Adam. So it's not by chance that he is called Adam, it's because he had inside him all the powers of the Olam HaYetzirah to understand what HaKadosh Baruch Hu expected from him. So now, what do they do in this Olam Haba Tachtoin? Especially Adam Arishon, which again had the name of Hashem of the Olam HaYetzirah with him, in him. On Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh, they're allowed to go up the Eitz HaChaim in the center, and they go up to the upper Olam Haba, which is in the Bina, Olam Haba Elyon. Where, who's there? The Neshama. So I'm going to speak about the Neshama in a second so we understand, and then we can go into Psukim. So when the Ruach goes there, he's not allowed to go with the cloth he wears in the Gan Eden down below. So they remove their clothes down below, they go up and they give them cloth of light, even much more refined than the one they have there. And instead of going through the Malchus to see the Kavod of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they're directly in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And at that time is the biggest enjoyment they have ever felt. And Motzei Shabbos, they go down. After Rosh Chodesh, they go down and they leave. Whenever they go from one world to another, they never take the clothes with them. They have to leave them. So the Ruach is the happy, very happy camp. However, the Neshama, when it's time, when he left this world, the Neshama goes, you know, by the Koisel down below, it's called the big street called Derech Hebron, goes Derech Hebron, past the Koisel, goes Derech Hebron, goes to the Maras HaMachpelah, and at that point, Adam Arishain and the Abba Yitzhak Doishim judge him. Is he deserving to go into Olam Haba? If he is, they give him a sign in the hand. It's a pinkas, it's a notebook, and he passes. I'm not going to go into how many doors, you know, thereafter, and depending which door he reaches, where he goes. I'm just going to talk about the two extremes. If he deserves, he goes in. Tzaddikim are waiting for him, rejoice with him. Baruch haba, tremendous joy that cannot be contained in this world. On the other hand, if he's not deserving of going in, then he has to sit outside the Gan Eden naked. And whoever passes sees him there. And this is a tremendous, what do you call it? This is a tremendous busha for the Neshama. Tremendous suffering. So this is not like, I'm not talking about the Gehenna, I'm not talking anything, but this is the din of the Neshama, and the Neshama is on the upper world. So if you know what the Ruach feels, you know what the Neshama, when it goes to its back to its place, feels. Okay. In that case, I understand even less the Inyan here. In other words, where do we see anything physical, anything mundane, in anything we have mentioned? And we went through the whole Zohar about the Gan Eden. What is this Gan Eden, first of all? Oh, it's a nice park. There's rides? No, it's not a park. It's like nice landscape. Something like this. You tell people, really? That's what it is? So you don't get it. How is it possible the Gan Eden is like a beautiful, I don't know, orchard, or it doesn't make any sense. There's nothing physical about the Gan Eden. So what is the Gan Eden? What is this Hana what is this pleasure that the neshamas have? What is the pleasure that the ruach has? So much so that when he leaves the body, it's a tremendous joy for him. What do they get? Says the grandfather of the Chida HaKodesh, Avraham Azulai, the Chesed LaAvraham, tremendous Mikubo. He says, do you know how we go to shul? You live your life during the day, and 3 times a day you go to shul. This was Adam HaRishon. Adam HaRishon had the power like Eliyahu Hanavi to transcend the skies. When he used to walk in, automatically his body would light up and turn into Chalukah de Rabbanan, the levush, the clothes that they wear, the neshamis or the ruchos in the Gan Eden. And when he would go out, it would thicken up and turn into a body. So the same way, a Jew in this world is not the 100% of the day in the shul. The same way Adam HaRishon had to take care of his physical needs outside of the Gan Eden. When he would come to daven and to learn Torah, he would go into the Gan Eden. What a yesod. When he placed Adam HaRishon there, it's not any different than someone going to yeshiva to learn Torah. You still have to go downstairs to the dining room to go eat, to go feed yourself, and so forth. And that's the yesod of the Gan Eden. Let me explain what's going on here. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu took the Sefer HaBahir, I don't think I mentioned it a lot in this shiur because it talks a lot about the Bria. The Sefer HaBahir was written by Reb Nechunya ben Akana, a Tana HaKadosh stuff. Him also, like Adam HaRishon, used to transcend the worlds with his own body and go in and out whenever he wanted. So Reb Nechunya ben Akana here in the Sefer HaBahir explains how am I going to put it in simple words? That Adam HaRishon, the inyan of Adam HaRishon going in and out of the Gan Eden was because of the shemus, the names of Hashem that he used to carry. And this gave him the power to, let's go into the pasuk. I would like to explain it with the psukim together. You will understand. We started by asking, why was this shemes in Adam? Says Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer, because he was created at the makom of the Beis Hamikdash ha'elyon, not the lower one with the Ruch in the Gan Eden down below. He was created on the upper one. So from there, HaKadosh Baruch Hu took him and brought him down to the Gan Eden. For him, it was a descent. Look, if I'm taking this, you should know that number, it's a key number. Vayikach Hashem Elohikim es ha'adam equals 687. These, it's called the Ralab. Always tell you, this is the 232. Ralab is 232. Plus these 3, it's called Tana. Taf Nun Hey 455, 455 and 232 equals 687. These names are considered in the Beis Hamikdash ha'elyon. So in here, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's between the Chochmah and the Bina, so it is inside the Bina. And this is where it is. And this is what the Pasuk hints with this interesting thing. Vayikach Hashem Elohikim esa Adam is all the Yud Kevav case with all the feelings from Asiya, Yetzira, Beria, and Atzilus. And all the three feelings are the Shem Yekeye of the Bina. So altogether, it makes 687. And this is where taking the dust of this Beis Hamikdash that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created Adam Arishon. Fine. Even his body was extremely holy. That's what I see. Now, Lamor here, truly, it doesn't fit here. Because we always see Vayitzav Hashem Elohikim. No, I'm in the wrong pasuk. Vayenichehu began Eden. He placed him. What are you telling me here when you're telling me he placed him in Gan Eden? Because you placed him is just putting someone there. But we're going to see there's much more to it here, equals 264. When Moshe, in Parashat Zabracha, in Parashat Vayelech, at the end, he told the Bnei Israel, Chizku ve'imtzu. You have a mission in front of you. Strengthen yourself. Do it with all your might. Don't give up. Life is a battle, and it's worth battling for it. And yes, sometimes you have to draw your power from someone else. Sometimes it's a friend, sometimes it's a relative, sometimes do whatever you have to do. Chizku, empower yourself. The imsu, have oimetz, and go fight. Because a Jew is a fighter. Not a fighter with his fist. We're fighting with the names of Hashem. That's the mission. The first mission of Adam Arishon. From now on, you're not getting free bread, meaning free light of Hashem and free. You're going to have to fight for it. And this is your life, because your very life, your very neshama is made of the same Shem of Hashem. And you need to fight to keep it here. Because if we take, why do we have to fight? Because if you take this word, Vayanicheu, equals 85. Equals 85 plus the koilo equals 86. Equals Elohikim. Because you're going to have dinim, you're going to have challenges, you're going to have stumble blocks. But don't worry. Nothing has changed in the previous, before the mission. The mission is, it's a movie in front of your eyes. Don't become an actor. Let the movie unroll. Oh, I feel it in my body. Your body has never been alive. Don't fall for it. Yes, that's what the Satan wants you to believe. I enjoyed myself. How can you enjoy yourself with your body when you know at the end of the day, the body has never been alive? It's only a projection from the Satan to make you do something and repeat it. So he provides you that feeling, which is a feeling which was really never a sense from the body, because the nefesh senses everything. And the nefesh has no body. So you know right away here, there's a lie in front of my eyes. Sometimes I fall for it. I'm feeling I'm part of an actor. I'm part of the movie that unrolls. I have a problem. I have, the police file against me. No matter what the problem is, you are not part of the movie. The what's his name? Just remember from the Briskerov during the war, he had no choice to escape. He couldn't escape. So he decided, look, Rosh Baruch Hu puts me here and everything. I'm going to go through the border. I'm a Jew, and Jews get arrested by Nazis and deported right away to Auschwitz. Rosh Baruch Hu put me here. I'm going to do what he wants. Took his passport. He walked. Almost he arrived to the border. He got a bit scared. So he got a bit scared, and right away a Nazi told him, "What are you doing here, Jew?" And right away he went back into his thought of an oid milevado. And right away the Nazi said, "Okay, keep on walking." And he was greeted by the customs, as an important person and everything. Please have a good journey and everything. Can we provide you help or a cart, for an important person like you? In other words, yes, the Gdoilim, we cannot do it. It's not a deficiency in the fact that it's still a movie. The deficiency is within us, because we have the wrong das and make the body think the body is alive. I'm going to prove everything I'm telling you. We're going to take this Gan Eden, because once and for all, Vaitenehu began Eden. What is this Gan Eden? What are you made of? You have nice grass. Can I have some of this grass? You want to put on your lawn. Equals 177. Upper world, Yudke Vavke, Interim, Adnus, in the Malchus, Elohim, Gematria Teva. So you see exactly what the Zohar said in the Gematria of where HaKadosh Baruch Hu placed him. He placed him here. This is the way out to this world. This is the way up to a higher world. This is the Gan Eden. The Gan Eden is a place where the names of HaKadosh Baruch Hu are explicit. That's why in the Gan Eden, we don't say, when we say the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we don't say like we say in this world, Adoi. We say it exactly as it's written here, exactly with the vowels. So sometimes the vowels change, and that's exactly how we're going to read it. Just to show you that we are in a world where the names of Hashem are explicit. Everything is open. So obviously there's a beauty in this world. The light is tremendous and so forth, but it's meant, it's in it's the world of the names of Hashem. So now let's see what's this mission, special mission HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave him. If I write Malchus, taking care of the Malchus, which is the Shechina Akdosha in full, Mem, Lamed, Chaf, Vav, Saf. That's exactly. When we learn Torah and we do mitzvahs, we're raising the Malchus. The Malchus is the bride. Yud Ke Vav Ke, the esrog, that we connect with the lulav, with the hadas and the araba together, so they should be one. This is the mission, none of Adam Arishon. Ha-Adam, every person in this world, is to keep in unison all the four letters of the Yud Ke Vav Ke. So, and this is what the Pasuk He is telling me. I'm going to go further, just take the next one so we understand, because we said, we had a contradiction, and this Pasuk says Peru or Vu. Now that we understand that it's possible for the Adam Arishon to go in and out of the Gan Eden, so it's possible for him to reproduce and so forth, and to fill up the earth. We're going to see which earth is meaning and so forth. Here, if I'm looking at Vayvarech Oisam Elokim, because we have a repetitive language here, this one and the next one. What is he coming to tell me? He blessed him. Yes. No. Yes. Take him out. Sign a discharge. Don't worry. Send a discharge. Already call us. Yes. Don't worry. I will sue their bonds. No. You can tell them. I'm on the phone. What is he saying? He shouldn't be scared. You're going to go from there. You're going to go all the way to Presbyterian. I'm going to get you in Presbyterian. David. Don't worry. You're going to go from there to Presbyterian. Don't worry. No. I said, I understood. Let me call RCCS. Give me 2 minutes. I will call them. Tell the God. No. I spoke at the head of RCCS. Be patient, okay? Be patient. Give me 2 minutes. I finish the share. I'll call you back. I'll call you right back. I'm really sorry, but it's been. Yeah, I'm calling you right back. Okay, so I really truly apologize, but this is Hatzalas Nefashis. So we have here Vayvorech Oisam Elokim, which equals to 765. I can write this in a different way, which is equals to 17 times like Toiv. I can write it Adam, or I can say Yud K Vav K. What it means here, the bracha of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is that he should be successful in keeping the shame of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the Olam HaYetzira one, because then he brings the light. He was going to be Zoiche to have Bnei Yisrael coming out from him. Yaakov Avinu, the Gemara says, he was Shufra the Adam Arishon, the beauty of Adam Arishon. Says that Yaakov, we're not talking about physical appearance. He was the one who had to fight with the same Malach that made Adam Arishon stumble. That's the reason Yaakov had to fight the Sam, the Malach of Esau. Then it tells him, Vayomer lahem Eloikim. Again, he added this language here, which is really not necessary. He told him the foundation of a life starts when you have a partner and you stay with that partner. You're not allowed to have, not like Chava went with the Nachash, Adam Arishon, and the Nachash, a crazy thing. This is equal 418 The bracha start, the foundation is bas zug. To have a zivug, a bas zug, and to live. Then the person is complete. Then he is called Adam. Then the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in full, this name shines upon him. And I'm going to give you one more. I mean, it's umilu es haaretz. HaKadosh Baruch Hu tell him, fill earth. Oh, really? We ask, which kind of earth? Because sometimes haaretz is the malchus. So which earth I have to fill up? Those who followed me on the kavanas of the tkiyas will recognize this number. "30 times Yud Ke Vav Ke," which we did on the Tashrat, on the tkiyas, to fight the Satan, because we are in that fight also. The Satan, the only day he has when he's alone is Tisha B'Av. 780, which we did in the tkiyas, on the 30 koilas, 30 times Yud Ke Vav Ke equals 780. It's to fight, also for us to take part of the fight against the Sam. In other words, the mission of Adam HaRishon in the Gan Eden has never changed since Adam. We have the very exact same mission. And every person should know three things. We came from Gan Eden, we're going back to Gan Eden. We cannot escape our fate. The second thing, the body has never been alive, and he will never be alive. The neshama, the nefesh, are the one alive. Something alive never dies. It's the life of Hashem. It's the name of Hashem. It never dies. Ever dies. And finally, our mission is to fight the Yetzer Hara. I'll give you a bonus. And this is, you can take it away with you, because this is an extremely powerful gematria. Sometimes a few times I have a Koivesh es Yitzrod, the one who can in this world overpower his Yetzer Hara. You know what it's equal to? 1035, very famous number. You know how many times it says oyer in the Torah, in Beraishis, which is the only oyer there is in this world? Well, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 207 equals 1035. See how in the pasuk, all this light is for someone who can be overpowering his Yetzer Hara. Unlike the other night, I have to run. I have to take care of a life and death problem. So I'm leaving you. As Hashem, have a great Shabbos, all of you. Take care.
Good Shabbos.
Shabbos.